السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. في إطار النشاطات ضمان الجودة لجامعتنا راح اليوم تقدم السمينار استاذ علي بعنوان Database Management System، فليتفضل.
لا تياديه انت ما شاودكم. اوكي، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. First of all, I'm very happy today because I'm here today with you. Thank you so much because you're having me here today. Again, thank you so much, and it's very great honor for me to be here today with you. Inshallah, today our topic will be database management system. We will try to cover this topics. First of all, we will try to define data and information, and we will try to recognize the main difference between them, between data and information, because many people cannot recognize the main difference between data and information. From this point, we will try to define the database. There are many definitions of database, but we will try to explain the main concept of the database. So after that, we'll be able to explain and define the database management system and what does database management system mean. So after that, we will explain the structured query language as a language that's used to manage and creating a database. Then we will explain we will take a good example of database management system that's called Microsoft Access. It's the best example of database management system. Then if we have a good time, we will explain the objects of the Access, Microsoft Access, as a software that used to create and design database. Finally, we will create a database, a basic database using Microsoft Access as a database management system. So first of all, let us discuss about the data and information and the difference between them. What does data mean? Because actually there are many students ask me, we cannot recognize the data, and what's the difference between data and information? Actually, data is any fact, raw fact about any subject, such as numbers, students, lecturers, or whatever. Any facts that can be recorded and stored. For example, names or numbers, whatever. For example, names, we can record and store names. So it could be data. Number, any number, we can record and store number. So it will be data. Any facts, any raw facts that can be recorded or stored in the database could be considered as a data. So the second question is, what does information mean? And what is the difference between data and information? Actually, the information is the data, but data that have been processed. For example, if we have a table like this, let's suppose we have this table. This table discusses about the employees, the information about the employees. Each employee has its own ID, name, first name, title, and birth date. So let's suppose the first name of the first employee is Ahmed. Now Ahmed is data, is not information, because I cannot understand what does Ahmed mean. How many Ahmed do we have? But if I say Ahmed is the last name of the employee number one, at this time we can consider Ahmed as information. So from this point we can define information is a data, but that have been processed and presented in form that human can understand. Okay. What does database mean? Database is a collection of related data about one subject, about just one subject. For example, if we try to create a database about our university, we cannot create another database for another university and make link between them, because it will be very difficult and complicated. So again, database is a collection of related data about what? About just one subject, our university or Salahuddin University. The core of a database, or the basic of any database, is table. Without table, we cannot say we have a database, because that means we have to create, at least we have to create one table to create a database. Each table consists of column or field plus row or record. Column or field plus row or record. Database management system, DBMS. DBMS refers to database management system. Actually, is a set of programs which are used to create or manage a database, such as what? Microsoft Access, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and Oracle. So DBMS stands for what? For Database Management System. It's just a software program that used to create, construct, and manage a database, such as Microsoft Access, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and Oracle. This is the logo of Microsoft Access, and this is the logo of MySQL, and this is the logo of SQL Server. Structured Query Language, SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Structured Query Language is a language that's used to dealing with a relational database. So it can pronounce as SQL or SQL. SQL can be used to what? To insert, search, delete, and update database records. SQL syntax in all database management are almost similar. For example, this is the syntax that used to display the record from member table, all record from members table, where the condition is the age of the students must be greater than 30 years. Now we will discuss Microsoft Access as a basic example of a DBMS. Microsoft Access is a database management system. As we say, database management system, any software that can use to create and manage a database. Of course, Microsoft Access that was developed from Microsoft company. This program used to create and manage the database. It's very popular software that used to create and manage a database. And this is the logo of Microsoft Access. The main objects of the Microsoft Access are tables, forms, query, and report. As we said, there is no database without table. If we want to create a database, we have to create one table, at least one table. And the table that's used to store all the data. The second object of the Access in the Microsoft Access is query. Query that's used to display the parts of the table. The parts of the table depends on a criteria or a condition. And the forms, the third part of the access objects is form. Form is user-friendly interface that used to enter the data, and the data that's entered by form will be stored in the table. Report is the fourth part of Microsoft Access objects. Reports is used to display and print the data from table. So we can say form using to insert or input data to the table and report using to output or print the data from table. There are many data types in Microsoft Access as a database management system. The first one is called text, that's used to enter the text field such as name. Number, that use the numbers field such as age. Date and time, that used to create and date and insert the date of birth, for example. Currency, that used to insert and enter salary records. Auto number, such as ID number. OLI object, that used to insert photo to the table to store in the database. Now I will show you the basic way to create very simple database using Microsoft Access as a DBMS database management system. First of all, we have to open the program Microsoft Access. Then we will select blank database, desktop database, because we will create a blank database. Here we can write the type of the time of the database, for example, SUT. Students. Where should we store this database? For example, we can store it on the desktop. The name of the database will be SUT. Then we will click on create to create a database. The first table will be created automatically because, as we say, there is no database without table. But after that, we have to design the table. Just click on view. Then we will save the name of the table. We will suppose the name is TBL1, for example. Okay. This is the design view of the first table. We have created ID. Then the second column will be name. The data type of name must be short or long text, whatever. For example, age. Age must be number. Salary, for example, salary must be currency. And degree. Degree must be number. After that, we have to save the table. Then we will go back to the first interview because we have two view, data sheet view and design view. Data sheet view that's used to insert the data and design view that's used to design the table. Now we will be able to insert the names, for example, Ali, age 22, salary, and degree. Second student or employee, car 1, age 30, for example, salary, and degree. So finally, we have created very basic database using database management system as called Microsoft Access. Thank you so much, and I'm ready for any question.
I'm very thankful for your
Thank you so much.
presentation. Actually, because you are speaking English, you should be a good speaker of English.
Okay.
You said actually is not used in English. Actually said actually.
Actually?
Actually.
Actually.
Don't say actually.
Okay.
Don't say information. Information.
Information.
Information.
Info.
Don't say information. Information.
Information, yeah.
Yes.
You are talking about American accent.
You have here a title. data type is not data type, data types, because it's many. Should be plural rather than singular.
Right.
Okay? You said I will show. Please say I'm going to show.
I will show you.
No,
I'm talking about the future.
because you are now managing to do something.
I think there is not quite difference between I'm going and will. Okay, thank you so much, doctor. Thank you so much, doctor.
We are grateful for your participation.
Thank you so much.
We are told about that this is required our processing by Microsoft Access.
Microsoft Access, right.
But not talk about the big data. Big data is mean how can using what's the office topics for Microsoft, for MSQL, or using another tools to processing this data.
I think you are
Right.
right. Yeah, because the data that created by Microsoft Access will be limited. I know that, not more than 2 gigabyte.
Approximately the data.
But we have to use another program such as SQL Server or MySQL.
Yes.
You are talking about data warehouse, I think. Okay, or Fox Pro or Oracle, something like this, right?
Yes, it's meaning something range for data to processing for tools. Within some range with Microsoft Access, with more range as if you can build here system registration, can using Microsoft
No.
Access, you can another advanced.
Right.
And in big data, like you are trained in new technology as smart data, using another deep neural network.
Right.
It's okay.
Right. I'm agree with you. Right. Thank you so much.
Well done, Mr. Ali.
Thank you, doctor.
That's me. I have a question. You said about the access data, you need tables, form,
Yeah.
query, and report.
Reports.
What about if you have got some processing between them?
Yeah, we can do it by relationship between more than one table, 2 or 3 tables.
That means they are
Yeah. Of course. Also, we can create a macro to invoke or calling some data from the tables. It's very
You didn't mention about the processing.
right. But the major objects of the Microsoft Access, as we say, table, query, report, and forms. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
for your seminar.
so much.
We appreciate it. We really need it because of our researches and recording data. But I just wanted to know how many programs can we use it for recording the data? How many programs we
You are talking about creating a database, right?
Yes.
Creating a database. That depends on the how many data do you want to save. For example, Microsoft Access, it's okay for the small database. But if you want to create a very huge database, maybe we need to use Microsoft SQL Server or MySQL.
What about SPSS?
SPSS is not DBMS. You cannot create database by using SPSS, just statistics. It's not DBMS. SPSS, it's not DBMS. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. Zoals pas, man.